Hello, my name's Andrew Wiles. I am a project manager working for Ballina Council while also attending Eastgate Church. I'm going to be taking you through the current expansion plans that we have for Eastgate. We have up on the screen an oversight of the areas that are going to be worked on. In the top right quadrant, we have it's pale yellow, is the covered courtyard. We have in the green an extension of the existing hall. There is a covered walkway from the entrance to the main hall to where the children's area is. We're going to be updating the kitchen a little bit. We have a doubling of the cubicles in the women's toilet and a revamping of the men's. And finally, there is some internal fit out where we have a cupboard so that the chairs beside the stage can be placed there, and a possible relocation of the sound desk just to make it easier for the sound people. Looking at a bit more detail, if I was to look at the kitchen, we can see that the kitchen sink is on this side of the room. It used to be, or will have been when we finished, underneath the window. We want to have a servery window so we can serve people food and drink in the covered courtyard. We've also got a pass-through dishwasher, a commercial dishwasher. We're serving up to 250 people on occasions, and it's just a lot faster if we can get through that clean-up phase. Moving on, thanks. And we then have some details of the courtyard. Now, the courtyard is used extensively before church. We also have it when we're having a breakout meal there. So it'd be nice if we could do that even in the rainy times. If we look at then the next one, thank you, where the shape of the courtyard is, it actually allows us to keep all the vegetation around it. The idea is to keep the lovely surrounds that we currently have so that we don't diminish our current aesthetics. Next one. If we want to look at details of the extension, and we see here it actually says section D, and if we are facing the car park, next one, we can see that we would be having the covered courtyard in the background. We actually have a covered walkway on the outside of the main hall. And then the new auditorium actually looks exactly the same as it currently is. We're just replicating what is currently there. If we see the toilets, we've actually going from currently 2 female cubicles to 4. If we're going to expand our number of people who are going to come along, I think it's also good to have a revamp of the loos. We are going to be able to also expand slightly on the unisex toilet or the disabled toilet. Then it means that we need to do a reconfiguration of the men's toilet as well. Next one. Now, if we look at the internal fit out, we currently have our desk, our sound desk at the back of the hall, and we might want to move it towards the front. Then you actually do see a dotted line that goes over it. That's actually a zip line or a flying fox that we're trying to see if we can put in for the youth, for the crew. That actually starts at the top of a 2.4 metre high cupboard at just a standard ceiling height, where we're going to be able to place our chairs and our tables. Instead of currently storing them beside the stage as it is at the moment, you can see that we actually have a doorway from the main hall into the children's area, and we actually won't be able to store anything beside that. So it's good to have this alternative location. Next one. Outside, there are some changes going on too. When we put in the covered walkway, it reduces the area that the children get to play in. And at the moment, they currently have a section within our property boundary. We actually have some trees along our property boundary. We actually mow, and Nev's been mowing for decades this nature strip, and so we're going to use the nature strip as a source of a playground, and that's what this big green area is illustrating. We have a switchboard that we need to upgrade, or actually now have just upgraded, in order to cater for all the extra power. The red dashed line, that's because the power from the street to the building also needs to be upgraded. And in blue, we have a disabled parking spot. Oh, the yellow one, last one there. We store a lot of the kids' stuff in there at the moment, and that's currently in between the two halls, and that needs to be relocated to allow the extension of the main hall. When I last spoke, back in June 23, we were hopeful that we were going to be finishing the works by Christmas this year. Well, things change as they do in design and construction. In August, the certifier received from me the drawings he had requested. Some 3 months later, in November, he gave me a list of 3.5 pages of additional information that he wanted in order to completely review our application, our development application. I was able to provide that to him in February, and he's still currently going through that. So there is a bit of a holding pattern, a waiting game at the moment to see what additional things he may require. There are some current works that we have been getting on with. In terms of the kitchen work, we've actually got a wider doorway so we can actually have people passing in and out at the same time. We've actually now got a sliding door so that it controls a bit more of the noise that may occur in the kitchen while preparations occur, but we may have speakers out in the main hall. We've upgraded the switchboard, we've put in new aircon within the kitchen, and we actually now have we've purchased a new dishwasher for the kitchen. It's a commercial one, but it's just sitting outside. It's waiting to be slotted into place when we actually have shifted the water under the floor of the kitchen. We need to skip that one. Sorry about that. Imminent works. We have gone to Avid Constructions. They're a local building firm, and Ben Pridmore, who actually is one of the members here at church, he works for that firm. He has taken a keen interest and actually has helped with some others in putting together the costings. So he's quite familiar with our project. He went to his boss and they found that they've got actually a time slot coming up in mid-April to undertake the works. It's going to possibly take about 2 months to do 2 items. 1, the covered walkway, and 2, the extension of the main hall. If there's a little bit of time left over, they'll also do the covered walkway. And we won't be able to start that until the certifier has said yes to us. So we've got a few more weeks to go until we know whether we're going to kick off in April. If we miss that April window, it'll be a few more months and then we will be able to kick off with the construction. On future works, we are going to be a little bit slower in doing the toilets. We have to actually shuffle the women into the men's loo, the men into the disabled toilet, to allow the women's toilet to be reconfigured. Once that's done, the women get into their toilet and we then do work on the men's toilet. So you can see that there's a slow shuffle through that. There is the storage cupboard to be done. What do we do with the chairs and the tables in the meantime? Well, that's something that we have to work out during construction. We'll stick them at the back of the church, but we need to make sure that we don't inconvenience people who are wanting to move around do exercise, whatever the crew need to do on a Friday night. And finally, there is my little favourite, and that is the Flying Fox. I'm looking forward to that if we can make that. In terms of the costing, so we have a total cost of approximately $436,000. That allows us a contingency and inflation together of around about 19-20%. Are we going to make it? Is it going to be that number? No, it's never going to be exactly what we say in the budget, but it allows us to have a good figure. At the moment, we have a bit over $100,000, and that has allowed us to kick off with the kitchen, but we are looking for some additional funds. We have Heart for the House, and it is the Eastgate Church Building Fund. What are we actually then building? Is it the church itself? Is it the individual extensions? It's more than that. We're also putting together a building program that allows the size of Eastgate's congregation, yes, to grow in numbers, but more than in just numbers. We want to grow the church with a capital C, more than just Eastgate itself. Jesus, when he gave his command to make disciples as you go, Eastgate wants to do that. We want to see our capacity improve in that area. We need space for people who want to come along. We actually had up to 280 people recently, and it was pretty packed. Now, if they're not feeling comfortable, if things are not right for them, then we're not providing the space, we're not providing the surrounds for them to worship Jesus, for them to have fellowship with other people. So the space allows people to, yes, come and worship. It allows them to remember the singing. It allows them to remember the sermon. It gives them a space to grow in spiritually during the week. I would earnestly ask you to consider how much money you can give to Heart for the House. Your parting of your money is your gift that you decide. Spiritually speaking, the size of that donation is less important than when your heart is. Please pray about it and be generous. Thank you.